This video is about my customization of PHP7. My two environments, dev and production, have both PHP5 and 7, as you can see here. PHP5 and this one is PHP7. That is why I have to be careful when running some of the PHP commands for enabling modules, because in my case, since I have two versions of PHP, I will have to specify which version I am enabling the mod in or disabling the mod in. But this video is mainly about my custom.ini file, which contains the directives for customizing PHP7. I changed directory to the PHP directory, and I did a listing. There is a 7.0 directory. I believe from now on all the versions of PHP, their configuration files are going to be listed in etc PHP, and then they will just have directories that are made up of the version number of the PHP. All right, so let's go into 7. Okay. Let's see if there are actually any extra modules in Apache 2 subdirectory, or whether all the modules are just stored in mods available. Okay, so let's cd Apache 2. Okay, there's conf d. cd conf d. Okay, so those are just symlinks. Okay, so there's no actual modules in here. Okay, so let me go back. Okay, so let's go into mods available. Okay, so all the extra configurations for PHP are stored in mods available. Okay. The one I'm interested in right now is custom ini. So I'll show you what that one looks like. Okay, so on my development environment, this is my custom ini. So now I need to show you the custom ini that's on my production environment. And here is my custom ini on my production server. Okay, it looks the same except for errors reporting and stuff like that related to errors. These things are pretty much the same. The time zone is the same. All right, I put some spaces here to make them line up. Yeah, the difference is here error log is in PHP logs directory off of the root directory, and here the PHP errors log is off of var log. And the other difference is max execution time here is 400, and over here I didn't specify it in my custom ini. By the way, the log file, I think if this was a brand new system, would have to create that file manually, and the user and group for that file and directory needs to be the Apache user. This is different from log files for other utilities like Apache, MySQL, those ones, the system handles the log files. So what I'm saying right now regarding the log file for PHP does not apply universally to all log files. This is pretty unique. And the reason I put the log file for PHP so high at the top of the directory tree, right under the root directory, I made the PHP logs directory, was to avoid any complications that have to do with permissions that are cascading from higher up directories. When I am editing custom INI in my development environment, I can't just use nano, I have to use sudo edit, because my user account that I'm logged into my development environment is not the root. So I have to do sudo for all my commands, including editing a file. So it's sudo edit here. All right. The command that I use to enable the custom.ini configuration for PHP is php nmod. And notice it's not PHP7 nmod, it's PHP nmod -v 7.0, and then the name of the file is custom. I don't have to specify .ini, okay? So that's how, according to what I've done in the past, that's how I enable a module. If it's in the development environment, I also have to do sudo. In production, I don't have to do sudo. Okay, so it's php nmod -v 7.0, and then the module that you want to enable. By the way, the directory php logs has to have an X for other. Well, actually, since it's owned by the user of Apache, the Apache user, the X is already available for that, so I don't have to have an X here. But you have to make sure that Apache can enter into the directory, and then once it enters into the directory, it has permissions to read and write to the log file.